Welcome back to Chaos Theory, the podcast that explores the hidden order within the world's most fascinating historical mysteries. I'm your host Rahul, and today we are embarking on a journey to unlock the secrets of pre-Columbian America, a land of ancient cultures and civilizations waiting to be discovered. Join me as we uncover the origins, the people, and the intriguing stories that make this era a treasure trove of history. Let's dive right in. Our episode today is aptly titled Unraveling the Tapestry, Pre-Columbian America. We will be discussing who the original inhabitants of Americas were, who migrated there, and when the earliest migrations were traced and from where they originated, and of course, the routes they undertook to reach Americas. Let's start with our first question. Who were the original inhabitants of the Americas? The American continents were a mosaic of indigenous cultures, each with its own distinct traditions, languages, and ways of life. Imagine a continent where the Incas thrived in the Andes, the Cherokee roamed the southeastern woodlands, and the Sioux rode across the plains. These were just a few threads in the rich tapestry of pre-Columbian America. But let's rewind the clock. When did it all begin? The earliest migrations to the Americas date back to roughly 16,000 to 13,000 years ago. Can you imagine embarking on a journey, crossing vast and challenging landscapes to start a new life in a new world? These early migrants, commonly referred to as Paleo-Indians, likely crossed from northeastern Asia to North America through a land bridge known as Beringia. This land bridge connected Siberia and Alaska, forming a natural pathway during the periods of lower sea levels due to the last glacial maximum. It provided an opportunity for these brave souls to set foot on a new continent. As the first footsteps on a new land were taken, these ancient adventures laid the foundation for a multitude of indigenous cultures to flourish. The story of these early inhabitants is fascinating, but what did they do once they arrived? What was their livelihood? Their livelihoods varied greatly in infertile regions. Agriculture took root. Crops like maize, beans, and squash became the cornerstone of the society. In the coastal areas, fishing and maritime life thrived, while some became hunter-gatherers, relying on the abundant resources on the land of Americas, were a patchwork of societies, each thriving in its own ways. Let's begin with a closer look at the movements of inhabitants through the Americas. Indigenous people were far from static. They navigated this vast continent, adapting to different environments, interacting across regions. The indigenous communities moved in response to seasonal changes in their environments, following the migration of animals, the ripening of plants, and availability of resources. Coastal and riverine areas served as the natural corridors for these ancient travelers. Imagine the exchange of ideas, trades, goods, and cultural practices as these diverse societies met and interacted. This constant movement contributed to the mosaic of the cultures that enhanced the Americas. But the story doesn't stop there. As these societies evolved, they gave rise to some of the earliest cities and civilizations in human history. The Americas saw the emergence of urban centers that rivaled their counterparts elsewhere in the world. Consider Caral, nestled in the Supe Valley of Peru, dating back to around 3000 BC. With planned urban centers and ceremonial plazas, Saral represented an early example of city planning and complex societies. Picture the colossal stone heads of the Olmec civilization in the Gulf Coast of Mexico, where ceremonial architects flourished in the Andean highlands of Peru. Chavín de Huntar served as a major religious and cultural center. These urban centers were not just settlements, they were the focal points of the flourishing civilizations, complete with the complex social structures, religious practices, and artistic achievements. Now let's dive deeper into the tapestry of ancient cultures, religions, and traditions. The indigenous people of America possessed rich and diverse belief systems and cultural practices. From the spiritual reference for the natural world by the Plains Indians to the complex pantheon of deities in the Aztec Empire. The continent was a tapestry of belief systems. They venered the lands, the spirits, and the celestial bodies. They conducted ceremonies and rituals to mark the changing seasons and ensure bountiful harvests. Some cultures developed intricate systems of writing and calendrics, leaving us with the precious manuscripts and kodiaks that unlock the secrets of the cosmology. And their art, the intricate poetry of the Mosh culture to the magnificent textiles of the Incas, told stories of their histories and spiritual journeys. From the mystical practices of the Mayas to the societal structure of the Iroquois Confederacy, the indigenous cultures of America were as diverse as the landscapes they call home. Now we'll talk about the civilizations that existed in the pre-Columbian America. Firstly, the Olmec civilization that existed between 1400 BCE to 400 BCE. The Olmec civilization is regarded as one of the earliest Mesoamerican cultures. They thrived in the tropical lowlands of what is now modern-day Mexico. The Olmecs were best known for their colossal stone heads, which showcase advanced sculpting skills. These heads, weighing several tons each, suggest a complex society, which means for the large-scale monument construction. The Olmecs also made significant contribution to agriculture, cultivating maize, beans, and squash. Their cultural influence laid the foundation for later Mesoamerican civilization such as Maya. Second, the Mayan civilization from 2000 BCE to 1500 CE. The Mayan civilization, one of the most sophisticated and enduring cultures in the Americas, stretching across present-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. The Mayans excelled in various fields. They developed a complex hieroglyphic writing system and an advanced calendar, and made astronomical observations. Their cities featured impressive and architectural, including pyramids, intricate temples. The Maya believed in a pantheon of gods, and their religion played a significant role in daily life. The collapse of many Mayan cities remains subject to scholarly debate, and the civilization's legacy endures through its art, mathematics, and culture. Moving on, the third civilization, Teotihuacan, from 200 BCE to 650 CE. Teotihuacan, located in the Valley of Mexico, was a powerful city-state and the hub of ancient Mesoamerica. Its urban layout featured wide avenues, massive pyramids, and multi-family apartment complexes. The Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon are iconic structures. This city housed a multi-ethnic population engaged in trade, agriculture, and cultural activities. Although the builders of Teotihuacan are still debated, their influence on later Mesoamerican civilizations such as Aztecs is undeniable. The fourth, the Nazca civilization, from 200 BCE to 600 CE. The Nazca civilization, situated in the coastal regions of southern Peru, is renowned for the enigmatic Nazca lines. These intricate geoglyphs attached to the desert floor display a mastery of the land art. The Nazcas also developed an advanced system of underground aqueducts for irrigation, allowing them to cultivate crops in otherwise challenging environment. This society had distinct pottery skills and complex ceremonial practices. The purpose of Nazca lines remains a subject to intrigue and continues to captivate researchers. The fifth civilization, the Moche civilization, from 100 CE to 800 CE. The Moche civilization, located on the northern coast of Peru, was known for its exquisite pottery skills, depicting scenes of daily life, rituals, and mythology. They were skilled metal workers, crafting intricate gold and silver objects. Their irrigation systems allowed for productive agriculture. The Moche built impressive adobe structures, including truncated pyramids. They had a rich artistic and ceremonial culture, often portraying their rulers and deities in their art. Their achievements in metallurgy, art, and engineering highlights the sophistication of their society. Next, moving on to the Tiwanaku civilization from 300 CE to 1100 CE. The Tiwanaku culture was centered near Lake Titicaca, straddling Bolivia and Peru. They created impressive stone architecture, including the notable Gateway of the Sun. Terraced agricultural practices reflected their advanced farming practices. Tiwanaku served as a major ceremonial and political center. Their achievements in architecture, precision, and religious symbolism are significant aspects of the culture. Moving on to the seventh civilization, the ancestral Puebloans, also known as Anasazi, the ancestral Puebloans inhabited the southwestern United States. They constructed intricate cliff dwellings and pueblos. These architectural marvels showcase their engineering skills. They practiced agriculture, creating a thriving desert civilization with distinct pottery and textile skills. Also, I forgot to mention, they were they thrived from 100 CE to 1600 CE. Now, moving on to the 8th civilization, the Mississippian culture, from 800 CE to 1600 CE. The Mississippian culture centered around Cahokia, near present day St. Louis, USA. They constructed enormous earthen mounds and developed a complex society with a network of chiefdoms. The Cahokia mounds reflect the impressive the earthworks, and this culture played the vital role in the history of North America. The Chimu civilization, from 1100 CE to 1470 CE. The Chimu civilization occupied the northern coast of Peru. The mastery of metalworking, especially in the precious metals like gold and silver, is noteworthy. Complex irrigation systems enabled them to flourish in a coastal desert region. Now, the following few empires are the famous ones: the Aztecs and the Inca. The Aztec Empire, from 1428 CE to 1521 CE, with its capital in Tenochtitlan, was situated on an island in Lake Texcoco in central Mexico. They established one of the most powerful empires in Mesoamerica, known for their advanced agricultural, monumental architecture, and complex systems of government. The Aztecs had sophisticated society. Their religion, centered around pantheon of gods, played a crucial role in daily life. Unfortunately, the civilization was conquered by the Spanish conquistadors, ultimately leading to the downfall of the empire. Now, the Inca Empire, from 1438 CE to 1533 CE. The Inca Empire, located in the Andean region of South America, became the largest and the most powerful empire in the pre-Columbian America. The Incas are known for their remarkable engineering, particularly the construction of the stone structures without mortars, such as the famous city of the Machu Picchu. They developed an extensive road system known as the Inca Road, which connected their vast territory. The Inca economy relied on highly organized agricultural system, featuring terraced fields and irrigation networks that allowed them to grow various crops in diverse ecological zones. This society was meticulously organized, with the Inca ruler serving as a both political and religious leader. Now, moving on to the Muisca Confederation. The Muisca Confederation was a loose confederation of Muisca people in the Altiplano Condibuyans in a high plateau in present-day Colombia. They were known for their skill in metalworks, particularly the use of gold and the famous legend of the El Dorado, the Golden One. The Muisca practices agriculture and develop complex social structures. These civilizations, each unique in its own right, offer a glimpse into the diversity of cultures, advancements, and achievements across America. They left a long-lasting legacy with their contributions to art, architecture, engineering, and agricultural practices, shaping the history of the continent. Now we journey on the time where Christopher Columbus made this historical arrival in the Americas. This is a turning point in the history of pre-Columbian America. The impact of Columbus's arrival, this movement marked the beginning of the new era: conquest, colonization, and the introduction of diseases to which indigenous population had no immunity, led to a tragic decline in the native populations. European powers, mainly Spain and Portugal, established colonies exploring the riches of Americas, from vast reserves of precious metals to new crops and technologies. This cultural fusion of European, indigenous, and African influences began to shape the Americas, as the Columbian exchange transformed the world. The arrival of Columbus and the conquistadors marked the dawn of colonial era that would continue for centuries, impacting the history and the cultures of Americas. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the pivotal role period of history. This is the captivating tapestry of pre-Columbian America, woven with the threads of diverse cultures, migrations, livelihoods, urban centers, belief systems, and artistic achievements. Thank you for tuning in to the Chaos Theory. We will be back soon with more historical mysteries. Join us next time as we continue our journey through time to explore the untold stories that shape our world. Until then, keep exploring, keep discovering, and remember, history is anything but chaotic. It's a story waiting to be told.